everybody, and welcome to Beacon Pines. How are you all doing? Oh, the screen is amazing. The music is so good. I kind of just want to chill here, even though the story we ended with last time was really, really sad. Music is such a chill vibe. Yeah. So, let's see. As we rewind through those last moments again. To take another turn point after, of course. A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill.
Before they could react, it encased them in ice.
I really wonder what happened there. I mean, a shockwave that creates ice. I've never heard of such a thing happening. I mean, of course, there's like climate change scenarios, right? And I've been in the past, like Ice Age, right? But I don't know. What could happen that would cause an ice? Like Ice Age suddenly. It must be some atomic stuff, right? Some really crazy nuclear war type, almost. Hey Trisond! I'm doing great. That's nice. Cool.
Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason.
Oh.
And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene.
With really, really nice music.
In a silent treehouse turned statuary, in a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together. For the rest of time.
It ended.
The end. No, that can't be the ending.
No.
It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Okay, so this time we have a lot more options than last time. Okay, we have... I think we have 3 possibilities, right? Or 2? Okay, we have 2. We have 2 possibilities. We can either go back to holding... yes, I know what this was. This is the timeline where we discover together with Beck, like Beck comes with us and Rolo. And then we discover the secret passage. And then Mr. Tolleson, I don't remember his name. Some guy comes down and we tie him up, and then we're getting fooled because we're investigating chill, but we should investigate hard and not untie him. We could either do that or right, this. Okay, this was the one where we pushed Iggy into the wastewater. And then Iggy transformed into half monster. And then the clipboards and the CEO guy came. And they wanted to kidnap him. And we were on top of mission control, defense cannon or something. On top of our treehouse. And we wanted to shoot them with a fight. But turns out the defense mechanism didn't work, so that did not really work out in our favor. So we either have the possibility to flee here or to investigate this guy. Hard. Real hard with all our arm muscle, as you can see there. Okay, what do you want to do first? Gonna experience everything eventually. But I'm gonna leave it up to you to choose. Either flight or hard. Flight or hard? I'm giving you a 5-second countdown to write. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then I choose. I want to do the investigation. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided. They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver.
Tolliver it was.
Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless.
Is he still unconscious?
Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Huh? Did it not work? Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
Ha! I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head.
Wow, Rollo is so good at this. It can't be the first time that he does this. He must have done this a few times already before. I wonder what he has been through.
He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the
The
world?
chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Or there you go. Sassy, slay, come on. Insult him into the next century, then he for sure drops the truth. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. Oh, I never heard that one. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or... Well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
No. This really works. Tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around the house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Graham. When?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival? Good lord!
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. The source. This must be a name since the "the" is written big. The source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Spark Plug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Huh? Again?
Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
I think you have to do this whole thing again once he wakes up. Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any farther. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about the source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Oh, and maybe we could ask Dawn. I think she would be ready to investigate too. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we work hard on it. Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian? Ah, adorable. Uh-oh. Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novik sometimes. Got you working for free? It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favor. I already told you in Rillo. I can't put you any higher on the waitlist for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? Sadly not bee news, but you should be a bee expert by now, I think. That's the thing, we sure don't know. What are you good in the history of the town? There's the county record archive. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspapers, clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there. Just where is this?
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over.
Huh?
The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos.
Yeah, it's all pretty creepy to find
Gran
in
was
your
the only
house.
family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
It's bad, time is running. If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. I have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Rollo Carter lived a full and wonderful life, till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you've got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, Paul. And I won't be boring county records that kill you. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you will be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
Say Hartford here. I'd love to see her try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was the name back? In the Albert? Say Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune. 8 years ago. That can't be right. What is it? Say Hartford. That's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were two Say Hartfords. Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. So our grand shouldn't even be alive. Maybe that's not even our grand then. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your gran is 6 feet under 3 towns over, then who am I living with? Oh my gosh. Okay, now it's getting real creepy. He said that he did not know her after all. This means... like, he hasn't seen her since he was a small child, so... it could really be a stranger.
The question hung in the air.
What? That's so creepy. Alright, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something. He has enough charm there. He's gonna survive for a day.
His heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet.
Oh, but the lights are all on.
And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement.
This is such... Oh yeah, fun fact.
Dealing with him would be the first order of business.
It should be, I guess.
Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
Oh gosh. He's been waiting.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep.
Oh. But did they... I don't think they closed the door for the basement.
His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Be real slow and quiet. Oh, it's so open. No way did she not see this. Oh, gosh, he's gone. Oh no. Very normal having somebody tied up in the basement. Oh, just happens every Tuesday, you know? Just a regular occurrence. Yeah, no. Such a weird choice of words in there. But, oh god, this is such a creepy situation. He's gone. He couldn't have freed himself, could he? I mean, I don't think his legs were tied, but... almost certainly our grandma found him.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
On the other hand, she might... wouldn't she have, like, closed the door if she was in here? Well, but she knows that we... you know, she knows that we found it anyway. Now it doesn't make sense to hide it anymore. Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a trace.
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Oh. Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his
Huh?
mouth.
He's just really gonna eat plain jam. I've never heard anyone do this. I've never done this myself, but I don't think that's gonna fill up your stomach. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed.
He flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nancreed, haha. Okay, now I can think. If Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. But won't he just tell Gran everything? I don't think Mr. Tolliver will just, like, keep quiet about us tying him up in our basement. And Gran's gone too! Oh, God. Okay, stick to the plan. No way, she's upstairs. Go to bed and play it. No, go outside, go outside!
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened.
I can't control him. I can't stop him. It's going automatically.
His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Come on, Lex. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move.
It was the charm that was intended for Mr. Nancreed.
His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The charm? Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now and let me handle everything. Oh. No. She knows.
Chapter 9.
She knows.
Speech to end all speeches.
Jam was poisoned, yeah. But it was intended for Mr. Nancreed.
Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed.
I hope she has a backup poisoned jam for Mr. Nancreed. The guy kind of deserves it after trying to lock us up in a phone cell.
He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him?
Right.
Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nancreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival. Do we have a plan for when we meet our Gran? Are we just gonna pretend like we don't remember anything? Might be a good plan. We should do that. Let's go. Can I open these doors now? Still not, no. Yeah. See, okay, she's not there, huh? I just want to see if she's down there. Okay, no, this is empty too. But she really doesn't even bother to close it up anymore. Okay, anyone in the garden? Anyone in the garden? No, everything's fine here. Okay. Then let's quickly leave. Let's try to find Rolo and tell him about this. Oh. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nancreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa, ho, ho. Sly devil. Sly. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? I looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found, but Mr. Nancreed is just loafing around, waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor guests just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. Oh, everyone's here.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Really, everyone? Ahem. Is this thing... hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and... I suppose you already know that. Yes? Oh yes. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause, befitting such a great man. I bet Harris told him to say this. Ah, great applause. Even that's more than the old courtier deserved.
He cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, what was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Oh gosh. Gus Valentine, everyone!
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. What a great turnout! Ah, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Oh no. Hey, the music! Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Oh yeah, let's go! Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip, which brought me to a small town, which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
Oh no. I can imagine this so vividly. From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held onto the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Can I thump something to emphasize? Community, conviction, commitment. Ha! Change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
I guess he can do good speeches. We'd made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is our community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
I think he practiced this 10 times in front of the mirror, each day for a week. The only way you made it through the fall harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
And of course, he's gonna earn all of the money from it. That's to be expected, of course. We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making the choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. Oh god. Was that the blow up? What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
I think this wasn't planned. Where was I? Oh, the music stopped, by the way. Through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they saw. Oh no, one always reaps what they saw. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so, it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim.
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
Our harvest awaits! Same ending. Huh?
At At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched.
No, not again.
For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything!
Right! Stay away, dumb ice. I'm gonna lit a fire or something now to stop it from freezing everything.
Maybe you should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
Okay, no need to get so pouty at me. I can't stop the frozen wave like that either.
No, I don't mean that.
You better.
We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again.
And we need to confront our gran. We can't just let her walk off. Frozen in time. Yeah. And again. And again and again. I hope this isn't like the end for every outcome we can get now, but we learned a few more words, so we have a lot more turning points to come.
Please.
Of course we'll try. Oh my god. There's Sly, a third option for this route. We can do a Sly interrogation. Okay, you know what? Since we're already so invested into this line, I think we should do it. But I'm not sure. I hope this is not the end yet, because I would like the last try to be the successful one, but I don't know which one will be successful. Okay, but we're gonna go back. Mr. Tollison is tied up in our basement, and we are going to do a classic good cop, sly cop interrogation.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What? What's going on here? You're that Motewell girl. Please call me back. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here.
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here
Beck
to...
twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
She's so good at this. You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusts me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good, there is one more loose end and I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day, I had the radio on scan while restocking this candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
That was so cool! You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf. But all he ever sells us is apples?
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
Aww. The password, Rolo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So you would be 21. N would be 14. Crazy, she knows every number. Like, D would be... Oh, it's an anagram. None creates drugs to all.
Luca and Beck looked at Rolo with amazement.
Rolo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Krantz Nut Store. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do this? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Oh, never underestimate this guy. Are those for real? They are such good characters. They all have so many surprises in them. It's amazing. Hey, Greg Butterbread. Hold on. I wrote something down. Come on, bro. That's thank you in Vietnamese. Ha. I looked up what it meant last time. Oh, what is she doing there? You scared me half to death. Sorry. Kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? No. He's got me waiting around. Like the last slice of pie. I swear, that man would be late to his own funeral. Okay. We should hurry quick before they get up to something again at Perennial Harvest. Oh god. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You. I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is an insipid town festival really about?
Gus looked around nervously.
I think Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Harris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted the towel. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Marissa's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change, whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of the future? Are we forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus. But you will always just be a Gus. Good night, Harris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. Aww. It's getting late, children. Aww. I can empathize with both, kinda. Alright, where's Nuncrete's drugstore again? Somewhere here, I think. Yeah, right. Hey, Solomon, what are you doing out here?
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Ugh! Disgusting! Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncrete. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get all the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Of course. Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. While I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncrete kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn royalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Okay. Well, he's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What can I do here? It's closed for good. What's here? What's here? Can I do something here? No. It's a telephone booth. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncrete? No. Hey, maybe we can use like the numbers we found out on the telephone panel.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kran's Nuxtor. Wait. Kran's new. Kran's new Kran's new drugstore. I mean, underground secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door, and they all squeezed in.
Wow. All right, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground? Secrets? Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell.
Oh, like that one time when Mr. Nuncrete kidnapped us. Maybe a secret entrance, yeah.
Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate.
We can just hope that no one's underground and catches us.
Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was
Hey, that's one of
stagnant
those.
and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
It's one of those weird suits. I knew it. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Look at you, remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these has something written on them. Mining Operations Alpha. Guys have miners here. Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Pa always says, you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office. Okay, there we have it. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in any of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. Can you go through one? I don't think so. What is here? Can't look at anything. But there's one of those hazard mat suits. This suit has a broken mask? That's the one we threw the stone at. So have we found our mysterious warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a non-creed and talks like a non-creed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Okay, now the control panel. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide! Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Ah! Das Mr. Nuncreed! Shit. Shit! Shit. Awesome! Rollo always has the best words. You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we have some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But do you love anything that makes them feel clever? They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. Oh no, I bought. Not now. Go away. There we go. Okay. Perfect. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
Sounds just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before...
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hellbent on helping folks. So, you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, then make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to the sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
Rollo, I just use tackle. I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know. My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper! Why are you telling him? He's gonna lock us up and then he's gonna tell the others about Juniper. Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival. Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground layer we've busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. You had a map of a mark on the fountain in town square. Fountain? But why would... No. Why are you telling him? He's a bad guy. Why are you telling him all of this?
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
Not good. She knows about the source? What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. Oh, so that's what happens. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. No. But there was a creepy entrance. That did not go as how I expected. And especially not if you think about how he actually wanted to lock us away and now he just gave up on his own mission now. But what was the first tube? I don't remember what the first tube leads to. I know the second one was Perennial Harvest and the third one was the old Valentine warehouse. But the first one, what was this one? So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love the sun.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth.
Uh-oh.
Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Huh? Oh man, I wish I remembered where this led to. What did it say? That was intense? Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got any of us. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone want... why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. Gotta catch up to Nancrete. I think he went this way. Okay. Gonna find out. I just want to explore real quick. Not that we have anything to discover here that we're gonna leave behind. First, let's go up here. Okay, what is this? Sort of like frozen seas? Oh, sea almost. Hey, wait! This is the grave? Isn't this the grave? That's the grave of our father. And that's like, there should our house be. This is where our house is usually, because this is like the round plant thing that leads to the gate that leads to the grave and stuff. Oh my god. And this is the Beacon Pines. Oh, the Beacon Pines thing. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time. Nancrete's getting away. This is the welcome to Beacon Pines, like, thing. Oh, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nancrete is an alien. Of course he is, Rollo. Stick with me here. A species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go again. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. Founded by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective: kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pines citizens. Into a Beacon Pines citizen of their choosing. Never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. Okay, now our way over there is like to the treehouse is completely blocked too. And perennial harvest is like completely destroyed.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nancrete inching cautiously toward a pit at its center.
That's our
He held
Gran.
his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nancrete was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Oh no. Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rowanback held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over the torch. Shoot. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. He just had different ideas about how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge.
You know, Mr. Nuncreed, you shouldn't really provoke her if she's standing there with a torch in her hand about to blow up the town.
Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to... weep? Are you gonna weep? Okay, it might stop them.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't...
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness. She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Oh my god!
Gran only had time
The
to spin
third
around
time!
and run to Luca.
The third time we are all frozen!
Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers.
Oh.
The end.
No,
Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
I guess so. Looks like we've gone through this path. At least we don't have any more words to choose for this turning point, so... Yeah, we only have this option. Back where we pushed Iggy into the wastewater and he transformed into a monster. Rightfully so, because he bullied us. But this time we will flee We won't fight against Mr. Kerr and his weird clipboards. Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight!
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Imagine if it wouldn't have gotten stuck, then it would have all been for nothing. Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr! We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Fine, we know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5.
Don't tell me we're back in this weird sort of parallel universe again.
Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
It is. Back at it. That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is, there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. Oh no. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Still within safe ranges. Maybe spreading, but it's under control for now. Even the small nuts in the equilibrium cause a cascade. Dude, relax! Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. This must be the clipboards. What's all this? Hard to say with all the snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. Can we find something to throw, maybe? Ah, there!
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We are in Beacon Pines. How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we could turn around. Where did all the snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between this weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at earlier. Before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. You think it's related? What the hell is going on? I'm gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. Can I take a snowball with me, maybe? No. Luca, Luca, are you
Luca
there?
had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
It's that bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad has happened to you two in those woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be
With a
rude.
resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Why howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
Gotta keep moving. This stuff looks familiar to you. It looks like the barrel near the puddle I shoved me into, yeah? You did your fair share to deserve getting pushed into it, okay? It's all
Looking
frozen.
down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. You have to keep looking. You can look if you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even gonna save ourselves. My face is mangled. This town is destroyed. And everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Are you just gonna sit there now or what? Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a
The
bit.
boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
The question is just how are we going to get back home? White snow covered everything over. It's kinda calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what we should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Yeah, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you. Of course! Jeez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
He doesn't even know. Something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. No, I don't think we understand. You and Rildo are always having a blast together, laughing and calling the dingy little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Oh, perfect little Luca Van Horn, with his little perfect life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
Yep. I get that
Iggy cleared
impression.
his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Ah, it must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
You should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay down for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all
Luca's
this.
eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Luca? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour once, when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The
Aww.
house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
Oh,
Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this.
why? Why does he keep reappearing and torturing us like
The
this?
figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy.
Maybe he has a split personality, like a sort of... Yeah, a split personality.
You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive.
Oh no. Don't think about that
The
now.
day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. No, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope.
Oh, so they fought a
It was
lot.
his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong.
So, They already know that they were never gonna see each other again, or what? What? It's heavy. So he but I don't think he knew what was gonna happen. That it's gonna be that drastic.
I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son?
Huh?
Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs.
Uh-oh.
Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise.
Oh no.
With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
Oh no. Not like this. Oh?
A
Who's
figure
this?
approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
A rat.
It stood above them, lingering in contemplation.
Don't leave, no. He should not have left. Should not have left.
Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head.
Huh?
From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off
Whether
me.
it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. How did she know his name? You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
Big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. Hmm? Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Wait, how about your name? You must call me something. You can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a Nat and bust off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait! Do you live here? You might just say that. So you know where we are. You might also say that. Look, Pa, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luca, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough of the riddles. Iggy, wait up!
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well. I suppose it isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Huh? Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold.
I was gonna say, is she a witch?
Until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place. Cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weebwood, or we teleported to some alternative universe, but... or it is all just some cruel experiment, like her and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. It's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable dry realities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsioning. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. Best one can do is to uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why do you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they
He
could.
looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
This really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance.
What's he gonna
When
do?
he turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weebwood. Okay, west.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more.
But where does he
As
live?
Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were
Of course he
hell-bent
did.
on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
We're at the grave.
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. You ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I
There
do?
was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why do you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you jerk?
He finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Oh shit. Gotta hide. 259k. Fall of distance is still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who loved them will never know the truth. Truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey! Don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Ooh. Ooh, there he dances off. Haha, weirdo. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dingoes are out here literally dancing on
Luca
graves.
stuttered through heaving sobs.
Actually, that's accurate. Hey, Dave. How are you? I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some
He
advice.
gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover. Who ya helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at ya, acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah! Karen, his merry little band of clipboards, pulled off the switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a
Luca
source.
wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to the precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's big to smash?
He flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
Then we get some wastewater and turn it into a monster. I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Source, we know where the source is. It's at the fountain. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Why did we not throw the walkie-talkie away ever since we know that it's the cursey old bad guy talking to us over there? Probably best you just stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Miss Rollo, where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Kinda. Well, do I? Oh, shucks. Now that hurt my feelings. Screw that guy. Yeah, screw him for real. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
A treasure! What's that? Long story. So a few years back I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
He rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primal fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months. Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried them under the tree. But when I came back for them later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Maybe we can that way figure out the time span. You think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. I really hope he can't track us with this walkie-talkie.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Wow! I can see why they wanted to move us out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source. It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Can't we just smash Mr. Kerr somehow? Can't we shoot a firework at him? Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr! Where's Rolo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two at least. Rats, it's called. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. The fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh heavens, no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us. You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are just destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lakey. Point is that we are, and the point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you. No, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Huh? Shoot, they're all there. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Come on, light the fireworks. Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks, you don't.
Iggy waved the box
And you
into the
don't.
air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Jokes on you, regret is one of my specialties. Specialties! Specialties! Ah! Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these into your precious hole? Nothing, nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Pop, pop, pop. It's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool! Call off your goons!
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here. They're even walking backwards, those clipboards.
Into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
He's so savage. If he's not bullying us, he's a great friend. Ooh! Wow!
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
Oh!
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side.
No! We gotta save Iggy at least.
Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped.
Yeah.
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do they use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is, of course, out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If you let go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfish and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Oh god. Oh, cringe. Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Okay, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
No, we're not gonna lose him now. You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good boy. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
No, not Iggy. Hello, I've arrived a bit late. Welcome, son. We're in a pretty emotional scene right now. We have to choose if we either save them both or let go. But Iggy turned into our friend now. Now we have a sort of a huge dilemma. And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
No! Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. No! Luca had no choice but to refuse or accept Iggy's request. Oh, so is. If we accept it, then both will fall down. But getting rid of her isn't gonna save us. This is a bit rough, right? But if we refuse, then the clippers are gonna come and we might get locked away. You know what? I'm gonna accept. I'm gonna refuse though. Can't do this to Iggy after having such a nice, he is a good person in the end though. Like, he showed it. Can't just let him fall into the hole now. Find another way to, smash Mr. Kerr.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out.
Oh.
We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboard. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair.
What?
Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away.
Where?
A swarm of hands
Where?
overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face.
No, he's gonna... Oh shoot, I forgot this. He's half monster now. They're gonna experiment on him or something. This might be even worse than death then.
The end.
Holy crap.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
I think so too. But doing the other thing feels so wrong. I know it's logically more... We have to, even though I don't want to, we have to. Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
No.
With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. Oh.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
But what happens to the source now? So sad. Oh, it's kind of pretty. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Oh. He does not. Couldn't you have helped us? Okay, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Oh. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. Oh. Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It contains the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks make the hole freeze over. That's one way to put it, yeah. Yes. Okay. A stone block would have it. The fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
You have some idea what that would look like.
Mm-hmm. 3 times. 3 times already. It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I haven't been. I have been, in my way. Each one of us has a role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me. Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn. You're going to save the world. What? How?
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west.
Can I just drop such a line and then leave?
Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
What? Is this a sequel?
Revenge served cold.
Bye, Iggy. Yeah, bye, Iggy. Bye, Iggy. Oh, just when he turned good, he had to die. I don't want him to die. Maybe we find another route where he does not die. But revenge served cold. Does this mean this is like the official end, or...
Second time's a charm?
Is this a riddle?
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy.
Yeah! We like Iggy now. We all like Iggy now. Yeah. I too. We were all just getting started to like Iggy.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
Yeah.
Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Without Iggy dying, maybe. Okay. Another route we have to take. Another turning point. We cannot choose anything else than shame here now, so... But... Oh... We can start humming. In this scenario, okay. Fine then. This is where we're gonna continue. But first I have to get something to drink, so gonna do a quick break. You two go hydrate. I see you in just a second, okay? Okay, I'm back. Thank you all for waiting. Okay, now we're back at the scene where we just caught up to Mr. Nuncreed, and he was walking up to our Gran, who is planning to just blow up the whole source with TNT. Yeah. And last time we started to just cry, and she just dropped the flame and came over to comfort us, and then we froze in ice. So this time, instead of crying, we're going to hum. Oh, no. Oh, my controller! No! Sorry.
It was all
I'm just gonna quickly click through it, since we've already done this.
She stiffed.
Oh, wait. Ah! I can just access it again. Okay. Ah. Okay, there was a lot of pages. Careful. Hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum.
Yeah.
After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother.
Oh.
Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely.
Getting goosebumps from this scene.
As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
Ah. Such a pretty melody. So cute.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little Karu. Karu? Only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face.
What?
He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees.
No way!
Something about her was undeniably his mother.
Wait, that's his mother? Like we found out earlier in the library that his grandma is actually dead. So it was his mother that came back, but she just pretended to be his grandma? Oh, this is getting so much.
Only smaller, older, changed.
But how? She can't be this old. Mom? That's right, Bukaru. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone? You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do we do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. And then fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Does this mean he switched sides now to us? That would be good. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. Are you coming too, Mr. Nuncreed? Why are you... She's just gonna keep kneeling there. Dude, it's cold. You don't understand. He always wins. You're just gonna stay there now. Okay, bye-bye.
The devil you know. 7 months ago, Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering.
Oh, that was the corpse we found. Like, at the very beginning, we found a corpse, and it had a name tag reading Deep
No
Engineering.
turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempest Liquamen. There were dozens of them. Every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching.
Oh,
She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
where did she end up then? And that is what change is all about. grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me? I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the fall harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated. Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I am Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. Oh, now he's getting out the big guns. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is. Solomon? What are you doing? That's quite enough, Mr. Nancrete.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nancrete's face.
Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want him to see this. Ah, the ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite a thorn in my side. Like a weed that's buried in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Why is he such an asshole all of a sudden? Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter. Your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir? It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. Does this man Solomon? Is he not a kid? Is he just an adult? He's just a dwarf? Sort of in size, like in height-wise? And then he's the one behind all of this, or what? I will take it from here. Yes, sir, of course, sir. Why is he addressing him as sir? You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the compens we agreed upon.
Gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious. Founder! That's the founder! How is he the founder? Why did Harris Valentine agree to this then? She probably didn't know.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
Huh?
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents.
What's he... Huh?
A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine. What?
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
What? No. What just happened? Has it been Sharper Valentine all along, or is he now turning into him?
Hushed horror gripped the crowd.
Oh God.
This is a story about change.
Literally. What? No. Ah, so you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
No. Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Sharper Valentine Festival. No! Ha! Wonderful!
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh.
What the heck is
Frustrated
this?
grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard! Malice. I'm glad you're back, so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward! Does anyone else have something to contribute?
Helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. Why don't they all just move away at this point? You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy! I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourself in my absence. Squandered. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But I... Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. So mean. I don't know which is worse. A son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Harris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Good thing you're now getting them both against you, but this is good for us. Maybe we can like get them into us to like throw him from the back, like inside out. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. Played his part and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of perennial harvest? Ha! You think that puffed up Blather's guide could have accomplished all of this? Now he's even insulting his best assistant. This... He's gonna get everyone against him at some point. Then I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride.
At least one of this is going out with a heck of a story, and then maybe she can get her career started.
He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and work this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Oh god. Not for real now, oh god. Patrick C. Montesquieu. Thespian extraordinaire. Ordinaire. Yeah, ordinaire. At your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a patsy the whole time? Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ah, the young hero. I've kept an eye on you, boy. You and your friends make a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. Can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do, given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
He's the most despicable person ever. Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous. A secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe it has something to do with this weird candy the guy ate. Like Solomon, he was eating a whole bag of licorice, I think, earlier. Maybe if we take this away from him.
You can feel it, right?
Yeah, of course I can.
You can't let Sharper win. He might
No.
just be the key to this whole... Let's see.
Okay, let's see. Okay. This is where we're gonna continue next time. At Nun Queen's telephone, sir. Oh my god, this is gonna be... This is not getting less intense. It's getting more intense every time. But this plot twist, I would have never expected Solomon to actually become... Yeah, I would have never expected anyone to become Sharper Valentine again, but that was just crazy. But now it's gonna be even crazier if we walk past Solomon and we know that he's actually Sharper Valentine. That's... I'm so excited for what else the story brings us. But yeah, now gonna end stream. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, write a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, see you next time, everybody. Good night.